was doing there, I got some competition engineering shocks in today for the S10. It's been on an 82 S10 suspension for the last 4 or 5 years. I've done a lot of hooting and hollering Sunday night, so I lost my voice. So just bear with me. If I sound like a little boy going through puberty again, it's probably because I am. But got the truck up on the lift up in the dungeon. We've got Caleb Boggs' Iron Duke over there. It's getting some serious nitrous. He's about to be spraying more nitrous than what the S10's ever sprayed mine. We got Hunter's over here. It's still broke down in a big pile of poop like usual. And we got the turbo S10 back there. It's actually doing really good. But I'm gonna dive in here and I'll kind of show you what I'm gonna be doing. So we're gonna start with the rear on 50/50. The competition engineering shocks come 3-way adjustable. They come, I'll show you the settings. That's the adjustment chart for, I believe that would be, yeah, that's front and rear. It says it there, okay. So I'm gonna take off the factory shock mount. It wants you to use your bolts. It don't send you new bolts, so don't lose or break those units. You can just see how wasted mine are, so. If you're using a 2-post, we don't really know how it's gonna act, so we went ahead and put a transmission jack under it to act like a dead man jack to keep it from falling off the lift and killing us all. So, I'll get the first 2 off and we'll see what we got there. Go ahead and be ready to break your shock mounts because I did that. And you can see these are crusty crusties, but there's the one that broke. Try to get this sucker off. And it's off. That's the first time those shocks have been off since the guy at Chevrolet put them on. So, we're doing good. I tore my finger off, but that's okay. All I gotta do to this side is take the top bolts out, and I should be good. You can get they're 14mm. You can get I'm gonna get my bloody finger out of there, but you can get a 14mm wrench on the top, and the bottom's, you know, it's a 14 socket. But to get the other side, you gotta come in this way and get it. But I'll get them on and we'll go from there. So it says to purge these out like 15 times.
It's flat over there.
And nobody's got time for that. So we're gonna, it may get through.
Flat over there.
What?
It does not have all.
Uh-oh. What's going to be black? You're alright, I can't get to that. I'm telling you what, I look like a little girl on YouTube now because I can't open up a shop. That's about all she's getting because I just can't handle it. So I'll throw these babies on and I'll get back on here. So the shock mounts are being an asshole, so I had to run back to my place and get my oxygen settling and cut that one out. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this one out too. So I highly recommend having torches. So I'll let him video me cutting it out here and burning my feet off. So I may need to make a video on how to use the torch, but if you got this far and done one side, then you probably know how to use the torch. So that's but that's probably the better way to do this. I've just not figured it out yet. The burn. Now that I got that off flat, you think I'd be able to cut that on out? I broke every. I have broke every Milwaukee bit up here.
Go hold it and we'll finish up the stick.
Here goes my brand new Cooper Cobra. Like a hole, or a bigger hole.
There ain't no hole there.
There's a hole. There's.
Good crap.
Alright. We just got our first front shock off. Had to get it up and then take a cut off and cut the stem off there. but we got the back on. They were a nightmare. Ended up torching like you saw there. But the back's on, set 50-50. We're gonna set the front to 90-10. May make some adjustments when we run it some, but that's where we're at right now. We're gonna try to get this other side off and we should be good. We just finished up the competition engineering 4-corner shock deal I just did. Their shocks are really nice. I'll give them that, but taking a 1982 S10 that's had the factory AC Delco suspension under it since the 80s and trying to revamp it with 2021 technology, I don't wish on my worst enemy. If I'd have had it to do over, I would have never built an S10. Everything I do to it is a freaking pain in the neck, but I love it. But anyways, we've got that done. Take you in here and show you. Yeah, you can kind of see them, but they're in the front, back, sides, corners, hood, shocks, back glass shocks. All the shocks are on. Wheels are on it. You're gonna set it down. Curious to see how it feels when you sponge around on it. So I'll drop it down, and then after that, we're gonna get started fabricating the cage for this girl. We got the main hoop and everything ready to go in. We'll go from there. See you then. The way that I do my harness, harness bar, main hoop, that series of bars, when I first start a cage and we got the bars bent up or it's a pre-bent kit or whatever, is if you're gonna bend your cage, bend everything a little longer to give yourself something to play with. This cage here is from Jegs. It's 48.5 inches high, and the inside of the cab is only 44. And I know after doing several S10 cages and G-body cages that your distance from your floor to your top of your frame is roughly 2 inches. So we're gonna cut off 3 inches of this, set it in there and see where we want it at. And I'll usually set the main hoop in and see where it's gonna fall out as far as centering it in the cab and how it looks and the measurements on the frame rails. And then I'll cut a 4-inch square out around where I'm gonna go. That way it gives you room to get your MIG gun in and weld it. And then you'll build off of that. Next will come your halo. You're gonna wanna set your halo in. And it's usually good to have a ratchet strap and you can fine tune it and get it level. You have to check the SFI specifications, but I'm pretty sure it's a certain degree pitch back is what you want your main hoop. I've never really not had one pitch back because it gives you room for your halo to pitch back for your A-pillars coming down right. So we're gonna throw this one in real quick. They get faster and faster as you do them. This one here should be like a 2 or 3 hours of fabricating it in and then an hour and a half of welding it up and it's done. So we're gonna get this one put in and I'm just gonna throw this in with this video. This is not another how-to on a roll cage, so it's just thrown in here. So this is the bars that we got here and I'll show you what we got here in a second. You've seen it on mine before. How's everybody doing? It's cold as balls outside right now. Getting ready to take the S10 up to dungeon, put this new gear in the 8.8, and then get ready for this weekend. And I'm not looking forward to the cold weather. Luckily, I built a race car with heat, so it won't be too bad. I'll see you guys when we get up there. S10 up on the lift here, getting everything good and level and safe. I guess I should go and get my gear and stuff out of the bed before we send it up in the air. As you can see, we got a few shims and stuff left over from other people's 8.8 jobs they did here. Hunter's truck has become the end table and the whore of the bunch. We just kind of rob off of it what we need. And what? Alright, so for the last, since I can remember working on the rear end, I had stripped out and vice stripped these cross center bolts thingy-majiggers. And all you gotta do is apparently pull the bearing cap off and you can get a 1/4 inch ratchet. And if you take a torch and cut the housing, you get impact. So that's where we're at. So I'll hop back on here and we get this mess out. Oh, I dropped the phone, but this is like the third time I've had the truck on the lift. I'm amazed every time I put it up on the lift. It's crazy, I gotta get one of these. But when we get ready to do something interesting, I'll get back on here with you guys. What'd you say?
Huh?
What'd you say?
The bearings came out with the shims stayed there, they didn't fall out. So.
Nice.
I'll let these shims down here on this rag.
Okay. You can see the new fuel plug. I guess I'll take the drive shaft out now and get the pinion out.
Yeah.
Sweet. Alright, so we got the rear end's completely empty now. It's just a housing. I'm full by 10 boats and stock Silverado rear ends, whatever they are. Is all my rear ends I've ever did. So on the 8.8, I'm learning as I go. What I've learned so far that's different is on the pinion here. You have the main bottom pinion bearing, which is normal and everything that I've seen, and then you got this crush sleeve thing, and then inside the housing you have another front bearing that looks something like this, only smaller, and then something else I've never seen is in this little squiggly thing that's inside the carrier. So everything's different. Everything I've ever had I welded up, or it was just an open rear until I welded it. So, and the axles are super beefy. I think they're 31 spline factory axles, super beefy. Tyler got some strange axles from somewhere and put in his Mustang 8.8, and he's had really good look out of those. But until I break these, I'm not really gonna worry about it. Not really sure how this ain't leaking, but we're not changing it. We're gonna put a pinion seal, new pinion nut, all the pinion bearings. I ordered this kit right here. If you guys have any questions, just comment down below and I'll put the part number or whatever in it. It was a $42 bearing kit for the pinion. And I'll hop back off here and get a little bit more done. So this is the old, what I think is a 373. I counted, but I only passed 4th grade. And we also have some red boat locker. And I hear a Duramax pulling up with a man that has videos of me doing stuff that he judges me for, so we'll get back with you in a minute. We're getting ready to make our run back to my place and get the torch and cut the old pinion bearing off so we can get the shims from behind it. And we decided to take the Turbo S10 of Justin's. I've not ridden it yet. I've not ridden this truck at all when it was a small block or a nitrous truck. Pretty excited. He's got her cranked up for this weekend, so we may get a video of a pool or two. And try not to blow it up. So I'll hop back on when we get this thing rolling. Feels good, don't it?
I like it rolling.
Man. That's 100% throttle, for sure. That's only about 6,500 RPM. It made 100 pounds of oil pressure. No, it did. I swear on everything. We're buttoning everything up on the rear end deal we just did. I'm a horrible YouTuber and was trying to learn something along the way, so I didn't really film much. But what I can walk you through, we took a 8.8 rear end, and it was a limited slip rear end. We took all the guts out of the carrier, and you put this mini spool in it. It's got 2 round pieces with notches for each axle, and then a block that goes through where your center pin is. You will have to grind your center pin, and it being a 456 gear, you'll have to grind some on the ring gear. It's normal. We got everything within spec. That's backlash. The honey mustard marking compound looked good. Everything. We just now siliconed up the cover. I'm putting the wheels back on it. Hopefully it won't be such a doggone motor no more using a 3-speed trans and a 456 gear. But we will I'll hop back on here and I may explain it more when I start driving to work and got time just to talk and rattle off stuff that we did. So as it turns out, I actually didn't hop back on for whatever reason between work and, you know, day-to-day family life. So you guys just stay tuned for the next one. This was a video I just compiled together and edited up tonight and just to put out for you guys. I appreciate everybody's support of the channel. We'll see you later.